Well, I want to talk to you from Medellin, Colombia, which I'm excited to be here, about training men. And so I want to kind of help you with the idea, the thought, the conflict between discipleship and training. You know, we say discipleship and it got thrown around a lot, but what it really, I grew up and I went to new believers class, and many churches have a new believers class, and they go through all the minimum basic doctrines, but they're not really preparing you to do something with your life, like go into full-time ministry, be a missionary. The men that you'll be training all should go through basic discipleship, but we need to move on past discipleship into training, and training is totally different. It is not a lesson that you can draw from a book. I think that's one of the biggest differences. Maybe basic discipleship can be drawn from a book, but this is life on life. It is you pouring out your love to them as a family, your family loving their family. It's investing or pouring yourself into another person. Jesus describes it in Mark 3:14 as withness. I got that from my buddy Gunter Krallman. I've never met him. Talked to him on the phone, written a couple of letters. Love him. He did a great job. And you should get a hold of his book. He coined the term withness instead of witness. And he said that if we're really going to train men, we must be with them. You got to remember that this is more caught than taught. This isn't the Sunday morning that they had at our church when I was a boy, where you went through what is salvation, what is baptism, how do you pray, what is tithing, how do you attend church, why do you attend church, how do you lead someone to Christ, how do you manage your money. Those are all things every believer ought to be taught. But to be honest, there are other things where we will take men farther along than that. And that's a part of our job, to get them farther along and help them do all that work. So let me just say a few things. You need to have loose reins. When you're riding a horse, you don't want to hold tight on the reins, those strings hooked to the bit and come back in your hand. You want to hold them loosely. If you hold them tightly, one, the horse is very uncomfortable and doesn't like you. But as you're training men, you need to realize that men have their own wills and their own ways, and they won't turn out exactly like you might want them to. They'll be their own man. So that means make a plan, be ready to adapt. They may train to be a missionary and then not be a missionary. They may train to be a pastor and then be a missionary. They may train to be a missionary and then turn out to be a layman, but that's okay. We're not in the calling business. We're in the training business. And that's all I got for you today, but you come back and I'll give you more tomorrow.